So how do radio play royalties work?
Okay.
Kind of a question that you know the answer to, and you knew what I was getting at when I asked that.
So in different ways would be the short answer. So I guess the first thing to say would be radio stations, all radio stations should have a license to broadcast, PRS license, and I can't remember the name of the license. What's the authority that issues the broadcast licenses? Ofcom?
Not Ofcom, is it?
Yeah. So you need a PRS license to broadcast. And then, quite simply, we get information from radio stations. They supply us with information telling us what they have played. And we are then able to match that against the information on our database, and we're able to pay out per play. Now, I would need to caveat that with the vast majority of our licenses are on a pay per play basis, and the vast majority of the payments we make are on pay per play. There are some smaller stations where it's just not cost effective for us to do it on a pay per play basis because license costs wouldn't be advantageous for the radio station as well. So if it's let's say it's a small community radio station that doesn't have an awful lot of money, then rather than doing a pay per play basis, we will sample them on X days within a given period, and whatever is played within that sampled period will be paid out. So that's the one aspect of radio. So the radio stations tell us what they've played, we're then able to pay out for it, or we sample and pay out accordingly. And then there are different, as I'm sure you'd expect, there are different rates at which we pay. They don't make this easy for me, do they?
No, there's a lot of P's here.
Okay, I won't go for the obvious line there. But
leave it.
So at the moment, Radio 2 has the biggest reach. So that is the radio station which is paying out the most on a per minute rate. So if you are played on Radio 2, let's say you and I wrote a song together, we're getting played on Radio 2, and depending on the time of day, we could be earning between £9.40 up to £28.20 per minute. So 3-minute play. So we're going to be, let's say we're on the high peak rate, which is 28.20. So 3 times 28.20.
Nearly £100, isn't it?
2. Yeah. So that is where you begin to get up to that £100 joining point.
Yes. Yeah. But we all need to get on Radio 2.
To put it in context, if we look at some of the smaller stations, so I pulled one at random, 3 Counties Radio.
That's my local.
There you go. Similar thing, pay per play, but there we're looking at rates of between 7 pence per minute up to 22 pence per minute. So multiples there, we're looking at about 66 pence compared to the whatever it was getting on for £100 on Radio 2. So it's a huge range of payments, as you'd expect on the reach of the station for BBC radio stations. But again, it all goes towards building up that picture of a mass of royalties. Does that answer the question?
It does answer the question. I mean, I love all this talk about things. And didn't you call what's one a big blanket license for the community stations? Did you call it a blanket license before when I spoke to you? I can't remember. But you've already sort of discussed that anyway.
Yeah, I mean, blanket licenses are essentially PRS. When you get a license, whether it's BBC Two or whether it's a local community radio station, it enables you to play all the music in PRS's repertoire, and it also, and I expect we'll probably come on to this, but PRS has reciprocal agreements with other organisations like PRS around the world. So it not only allows you to play music within PRS's repertoire, but also other music around the world. So the blanket license just refers to, it means that you can play everything that's within our repertoire. You don't need to come and check.
Yes, good. If you enjoyed this interview with Andy, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe to the Inside the Music Industry channel. This will make sure you're first to know when the next part of the interview goes live. But if you can't wait until then, check out the link to join our Facebook group in this video's description and get immediate access to the full interview there.